Okay, I'm at Fort Selden. It's right down the street from Leasburg State Park, but it's got some really cool stuff in here. I'm gonna go check out the ruins because that's what this is. But y'all come along and travel with me. At one time they had 400 Buffalo soldiers here, so Buffalo soldiers are actually African American soldiers. So I'm gonna go outside and check out the ruins. But first, I'll give you all some views on what they have inside. Pretty cool stuff in here, but the pictures. That's what I really enjoy, looking at these old pictures and stuff. Some pretty cool stuff. Got a shovel and a pistol. Look at the size of those bullets right there. They are huge. Some old pictures. I'm not sure if that's the original saddle or a reproduction, but it's got the harness and got the rifle right there, but more soldiers. And you got a gun right there, but overall it's a real cool place. So if y'all get a chance, come on down and check it out. I like these uniforms, but he did tell me they were reproductions, but I guess if you were dressed like that, you were a pretty cool dude. Pretty nice stuff. I'm sure those pictures are original though. Okay, well, let's go on outside and check out the ruins, see what we see, and I'll share it with you. I'll come along on the video. That's something you don't ever see every day, but I guess that's the old style of working. Got some old harnesses here and got an old buggy right there. That thing looks pretty cool. Better view of it right there, but can you imagine riding back in that thing back in the days? Because look at the shocks on it right there. I bet that thing didn't ride too easy. Bet it bounced you all over the place. Another wagon. Another. Look at the suspension up under the seat right there. You know that had to be a bumpy ride right there. If you like history, this is a must-see. And they have a little blue pamphlet that they give you when you come into the visitor center. Blue pamphlet right here gives you a good description and the numbers, and it tells you exactly what you're looking at and where you're going to make sure you stay on the right trail. But so far it's been pretty cool, but let's keep on getting up. Pretty cool sculpturing. Pretty nice. It's commanding officer's quarters, and as you can see, there's not a whole lot left of it, but still pretty cool just to be walking around knowing you're in this history situation. But and they got wagons out here, and I'm gonna respect the rules, and I'm not gonna go walking around. But look at the walls, how thick they are. But yeah, looks like it's all made out of mud to me, but I guess they had the mountains in the background. I guess it kept the Apaches out, and that's all that they were trying to do and maintain, stay alive. According to my brochure, this is called Sally Port, which was the main entrance into the fort. But these walls, they're thick. These structures right here are still pretty well preserved. There's all kind of rock out here in New Mexico, so I'm sure they didn't have a hard time coming up the rock. Well, I figured out what these foundations are. These foundations are remnants of the post-prison. The courtroom was on top of the prison. This was the only two-story building in the fort, but pretty cool, huh? Hopefully the glare is not washing it out so y'all can see it, but I guess that's why it's built so strong, because it's a prison. I doubt they were going to beat their way out of that or escape out of that place right there. I guess this is our storeroom, and the foodstuffs and medical supplies were stored in this room. And it gives you a list of the daily allowance of rations and food per person. but it's written in Spanish and English, which is pretty cool. And I guess this here was a storeroom, I reckon. I guess I was wrong. I guess where that plaque is where they stored the food, maybe in one of those buildings behind it. This thing is pretty well marked. I guess I'm lost and don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, this right here is this room was non-commissioned officer quarters. It may have resembled these quarters at Fort Stanton in 1888, but I just like the designs in the walls where they make the stuff out of mud. Pretty cool. Okay, right now I'm standing in front of the soldiers' barracks, but it had to be a pretty primitive life. I guess they had dirt floors in here too, but that'll give you a rough picture of it if y'all want to stop and check it out. But these barracks are described. Dormitories 90 by 24 feet, single-story bunks. Be pretty wild, but they're thick, mud thick. Pretty cool. If you're wondering where I'm getting my information, see that sign that says 10, and then the blue pamphlet tells you this was the bakery of the fort. This here was a hospital. I bet it's pretty primitive too, but hopefully, all this stuff is, I call it mud, and they did have dirt floors, and they were heated by corner fireplaces. That's pretty wild, isn't it? It just dawned on me, but from right here all the way back to those barrels down there, that's all hospital. That's a good sized hospital right there. And it did have dirt floors, and it was heated by corner place fireplaces. This photograph of the buildings in front of you as it appeared in 1870. The officers were allowed to bring their family with them, and some of the officers actually had servants too, but that's the remains of it. I'm standing in front of Officers' Row is what they called it, and this is just more housing for officers and their families, but it's just pretty cool that this has survived from over 100 some years ago. This is another officer's quarters. Here the train in the background, but there's a pretty cool picture of it. Hopefully y'all can see it. I just couldn't imagine living in a house with a dirt floor, but I guess that's just the way it was back then. This fort was opened in 1865 to guard people against Apache Indians, and over the time span of the fort being opened until 1891, over 1,800 soldiers served here. But the fort itself, I would say it looks like it's about 100 feet long, and I would say between 50 and 75 feet wide, which is a football field and a half wide. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, if this ground could talk, I bet it could tell you some stories. I mean, it's just unreal that it survived this long. But the flagpole, that's the parade ground right there. But just take a look all the way around me. All I did was walk a big circle, and I mean, that would be the primitive, you know, that'd be the living area. I mean, I guess, you know, like a tank operator told me one time, World War II, he told me, inside the tank you were alive, outside the tank you were dead. But yeah, but that's my view of Fort Selden. But if you enjoyed this short video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. It's right down the street from where we're camping, so it's probably a mile from Leasburg Dam State Park. So it's a good trip, you know, half a day trip. You'll enjoy it. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram, and it's all small letters, and all the words are run together, and it's My Scamp Travel Trailer. But usually my Instagram posts, I keep that more up to date. My videos are usually 3 or 4 days behind. So y'all have a good one. Enjoy. Merry Christmas to y'all. Happy New Year's too.